grab a snack and get cozy as we dive into the lore of Gears of War. The year is 2592, a time that would later be known as Emergence Day or E-Day. This is the day the Locust finally emerged from the depths of the earth, turning the world of Sera upside down. For centuries, the Locusts had lived underground, quietly coexisting without ever interacting with humans. But as humanity dug deeper into the planet in search of new energy sources, they discovered a mysterious substance known as emulsion and unwittingly awakened the Locust. When the Locusts swarmed the surface, humanity faced a grim choice: fight back at any cost, even if it meant risking the collapse of their own civilization. Amid this chaos, a group of soldiers known as the Cog, or Gears, became the last line of defense for humanity. The story follows Marcus Phoenix, a soldier imprisoned 10 years after Emergence Day for defying orders to save his father, Adam Phoenix. 4 years later, 14 years after E-Day, Marcus's old friend Dominic comes to break him out of the Cog prison. What Dominic's real plan is remains unclear, but as they escape, the pair are immediately thrust into battle against the relentless Locust, narrowly making it into a helicopter and joining the Delta Squad. Marcus reunites with Delta Squad members Anthony Carmine and Ming Yang Kim. There's no time to rest. The team is tasked with locating Alpha Squad and securing the Resonator, a device designed to map the Locust underground tunnels for the light mass bomb. On their way, a tragedy strikes. Anthony Carmine is killed by a sniper. Pressing onward, Marcus, Dom and Kim meet Augustus Cole, a former Thrashball star turned soldier. Cole reveals that the rest of Alpha Squad is holed up at the Tomb of the Unknowns, but their communications are blocked by the strange Locust Seeders, creatures capable of jamming radio signals with their very presence. Using the Hammer of Dawn, Delta Squad eliminates the Seeders and regroups with Alpha Squad, but an ambush awaits, led by the monstrous Locust General Ram. In a horrifying moment, Kim is executed in front of Marcus, forcing the squad to retreat into the tomb. Inside, Marcus meets Baird, and the brief respite is shattered when the Locust Berserker attacks. One squad member panics and charges straight into danger, meeting a grisly end. After a tense battle, Marcus and the team defeat the Berserker, confirming the Resonator is safe. They receive new orders, head to the emulsion factory to maximize the Resonator's effect. Marcus is promoted to Delta Squad leader by Chairman Hoffman, much to Baird's frustration. To reach the facility, the team borrows a junker truck from a survivor named Franklin. Along the way, Marcus and Dom fight through ruined streets filled with swarms of Krill, vicious bat-like predators of the night. Ultraviolet lights mounted on the junker keep the creatures at bay as they return to Franklin's camp and help fend off the massive Locust attack. Once the area is secure, Delta Squad presses forward toward the mining facility. The junker eventually breaks down, forcing the team to continue on foot. They fight through constant Locust ambushes, and Marcus defeats a corpser guarding the target site. Baird activates the Resonator, but the data proves insufficient to guard the light mass bomb. Luckily, a device discovered by Baird contains a full map of the tunnels. Traced back to Marcus's father and his home at East Barricade Academy, Delta Squad flies to the East Barricade Academy in a King Raven helicopter, only to face heavy Locust resistance. After losing one chopper, they fight their way to Adam Phoenix's mansion. Baird discovers an APC needing repair, while Marcus and Dom retrieve the tunnel map from a hidden lab. As the squad prepares to escape, a massive Locust known as the Brumok charges at them. Delta Squad barely escapes and manages to get to the APC. Delta Squad makes it to a massive drawbridge, the only way to reach the train carrying the light mass bomb, but there's no power for the controls, and the bridge won't budge. To make matters worse, Locust forces are already closing in. Delta Team scrambles to restore the power, fighting their way through waves of enemies. Using a Brumok as a conductor, they're able to reconnect the power and finally lower the bridge, rushing toward the armored freight train carrying the light mass bomb. The team encounters obstacles, enemy ambushes and General Rom himself guarding the bomb. Thanks to Cole manning a spotlight from above, Marcus and Dom confront and defeat Rom. Marcus uploads the tunnel maps onto the Lightmass bomb and activates it as he leaps safely onto the King Raven helicopter. The bomb detonates deep in the tunnels, decimating the Locust stronghold and destroying the corpse of breeding grounds. Humanity celebrates, but the haunting voice of the Locust Queen reminds everyone, this war isn't over. The fight for Sera has only begun.
Why we wage this war. Why we cannot stop. Will not stop. Why we will fight and fight and fight until we win.